Having done some research and now that I understand the intentions of my client, I'm going to start coming up with some initial ideas. I should be working fast here and using a variety of 2D and 3D drawings with not too much concern for accuracy to communicate a variety of different interesting ideas, which I can then later show to the client to get feedback. I'm using annotations extensively here to communicate the function, materials and design features of my different ideas. Taking time here to discuss some of the potential production processes that I could use when manufacturing my product. Right, I'm going to discuss some ways in which we could improve the look of our initial ideas pages. So I'm going to discuss some of the things that I was doing on my initial ideas page to make it look attractive and to mainly to communicate my ideas as effectively as I possibly can. So one of the things I was doing was some shading. All right, I was using a biro, but I could have been using a pencil, and I was doing lots of hatching and cross hatching. That was to give the shapes a 3D feel by indicating a light source. Okay, so certain areas of my objects I was doing lighter or darker depending on their orientation with regards to the light source. So if I was hatching, I might do lines that were quite spread apart, that were well lit. If they were more hidden from the light source, they'd be closer, and if they were very close to the light source, they'd be like so. Okay. Similarly, in a similar way, we could do cross hatching. Instead of hatching, we could do it like so. And for a darker one. So our lines are a little bit further apart here, a little bit closer here, and closer again here. Okay, so if we applied that to a 3D object like that, like this cube here, and we imagine the light source, let's say, was facing in this direction, yeah, with the arrow, I might want to do some shading like so on this side, and then some shading like this on this side. Do some cross hatching. Okay, I could achieve a similar effect by using color, which I did in my initial idea. So let's draw another cube. Okay, similarly, if I took two colors, two shades of green, I could use a darker tone here, and a lighter tone here. Okay, we could be doing this with marker pens as well to give a similar effect. Okay, this is to make our objects look a little bit more 3D. One way in which we could make our objects pop from the page, we could imagine that they're placed on a piece of paper or something like this. Okay, or we could add some shadow. So grab a pencil. So we've got to think of the light source here. Where is the shadow going to be? And I can imagine it's going to be something like there. I'm going to do a light layer now. Point there. And as it's closer to the shape, I'll do it a bit darker. Okay. I might also want to go around my shape with a marker pen, especially at this bottom edge here. Again, this is going to make it pop from the page a little bit. Also, the bottom of the shape is more where you're likely to see shadows. Okay, so I could go over my shape. That's going to make it pop from the page a little bit more. This is also going to help it pop from the page when you've used construction lines. Okay, so if I'm going to draw a more complex shape, I'm going to want to use some construction lines like so. I'm going to do my construction lines with a little bit of 2-point perspective in them. Okay, a little bit of perspective in there, as in these lines aren't exactly parallel, they're slightly facing as if there was a vanishing point around over here. Okay, so if I'm going to draw an object in here, using my construction lines to help me, so we want our designs to pop a little bit from the construction lines. So we're going to make these a lot bolder now. You might want to take a little bit more time and care if you're doing this at home. But just for this demo, we'll do it nice and quick. So let's employ some of the techniques we've just used. So I might want to, on this edge, let's make it nice and bold here. Apply a little bit of cross-hatching on this bottom edge here. I'm going to apply a little bit of colour. Okay. To give the impression that this is a rounded corner here, I'm going to leave a uncoloured part of my design here to give the impression that this is a rounded corner and a material that's quite shiny. Okay, which is reflecting some of the light on that corner, making it look kind of white. Okay, I'm looking to work it faster here. In initial ideas, we're not hanging about, we just want to get our ideas down quickly. We're not looking for the greatest of accuracy. Okay, let's leave it there for the moment. We'll put a little shadow on there using that same technique. So it's going to be somewhere around there. A little bit darker, closer to the object. And we'll make it a little bit bolder around this bottom edge. with a black marker. Okay, there you go.